Thank you for being here. They say I've driven a really long way, and so I'm so excited that you guys are here. And I'd like to thank Chellis, who I'm the chair of the creative writing department at Osborne Community College, and Chellis said, you should have Taria come and do a performance because she is incredible and the audience will be so lucky to hear her. So thank you to Chellis, and thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Taria's bio is the Realest Person, author of Rainbow Elephant, which is available for purchase over there. And she's a playwright of the stage play Hangers, and she performs poetry about conflict resolution through self-awareness and acknowledging, respecting, and accepting each other's differences. So it's really cool. I'm excited that you're here. I'm also told that you play Hambone.
Yes.
So I don't know if that's happening tonight, but I thought that would be a little fun thing to share. So please help me welcome Taria.
Hello, how y'all doing?
All right.
Now, I know Chellis is the one that told you about the hand boning. I am not doing hand boning, but
okay.
Thank y'all so much for being here tonight. Like she said, my name is Taria Person, the Realest Person. I'm gonna go ahead and just jump into my set here. I woke up like Miss, light and ready, free and wild like life in the Serengeti. I'm spaghetti on a Tuesday night, demanding my bread. And fish I fed nations, standing behind me. Do you see these mountains? Do you see these wings? As I bank head bouncing, fleeing haters on the locks that rain out, these fountains cleanse. My body sheds daily, rebuilding an ocean of emotion coasting. Do you feel this feeling into you? Look at me. I woke up like fist, hitting chest. Do you hear the beat of black souls and white hands dance down the streets in Jefferson and Nashville, Tennessee, where I was raised in the garden? They slaves, so I'm marching. I've overcome a long time ago, and you can't stand me. A sub-zero toes like cement. Make women and men shake their pupils around this figure 8 in pigment. I am full as froze. Do you hear those black clouds, thunder echoes? Blasphemous is what she calls me. I laugh and curse to defend my purpose. I'm me on purpose. I woke up like Kiss on spine at dusk. In my nature, carrying a full lip is normal. Spraying similes like smiles. Exalting sublime taste. Robust mind and face that bangs like bomb that goes black powerful. I'm a tower full of dandelions, growling. I don't follow rules. I'm a muse that sizzles and pops jitter on taste buds, slightly effervescent. Bold and demanding, I am presence. Fermented paper folded, wise with space. Created to create. I woke up a god. That was on the third day she rose. Now, I'm here to talk about conflict resolution through self-awareness via my poetry and performance today, and it actually has me thinking about work conflicts. So by raise of hand, how many people have actually gone through a work conflict before? Okay. I have my tribe here. Okay. Your toes too? Okay.
It's happening.
Right now. So it actually has me thinking about a time when I was an assistant teacher. I was working at this preschool. I was fresh out of college. And there was this main teacher that was like rude, condescending, disrespectful, and just aggressive. And there was one particular day she was doing all of this in front of our students, being rude and aggressive. And of course, that was extremely problematic for me. So what was I about to do? I was about to pop off on her. Like, I wanted to let her know how I felt about her behavior, her actions. But I looked down at the learning little mat where the children and the students were. And I was like, these students are actually paying attention to what we are doing right now. So maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should just center myself, which ultimately means to breathe and to think about what you're going to say before you say it or before you respond. So inhaled and exhaled and inhaled and exhaled so I wouldn't pop off on this main teacher. And during that time, I was actually thinking, okay, what is my purpose for being here in this moment right now? Okay, to facilitate the students, to be a great role model, to help them reach the next level of greatness, and to get that coin. You know, we were all there for a paycheck. Now, I didn't need to pop off on her or argue or let the situation escalate anymore because, I mean, we were here to get a paycheck. So I took my moment and I literally just said, hey, we're gonna have to figure out a way to work with each other. We're gonna have to figure out a way to respect each other. It's gonna be reciprocated, not just one thing where I'm respecting you. We're gonna do this together. This is gonna be our relationship in this class, especially in front of these students. Also, we're different. We're different. I'm different, you're different, so we're gonna have different teaching styles. And so we should respect that. We should respect that and let this school be diverse for these students. This is actually beneficial for them. And 3, I was capable of actually doing my job, so I didn't need her to tell me what to do. So she backed off. Of course she was upset, but just think about how that could have escalated into something I didn't really want it to be. If I didn't take a moment just to breathe, just to center myself to make sure that I was grounded, and to think before I was speaking. I actually think that actually takes a lot of self-awareness in order to do something like that. So my next piece that I'm actually doing is about self-awareness. It's entitled, Loving Me Is Wrong. I remember when I was innocent, when opinions could not touch my private parts, were an artist who could roam past walls and feel safe. An unflinching personality like when I was 5 and possessive about all of my dreams. A box of poems flooded with images. I wrote on canvases back at home in the basement. All I did was lie on pallets, cocooned into haunted generational situations that reminds me that I was born into a paradoxical atmosphere. Guilt slips through my poetry like birds crying in the morning when many people ain't listening to a rusted title like myself on the shelf next to Bradbury or Poe. I'm trying not to censor my tuneful exclamations. I'm in the corner of a library drinking tea, attempting to reason with my logic, screaming out, Montresor, or Jesus, in the closet, trying not to hang or linger like the finger of a grandmother telling me he's right from wrong, and she's wrong herself, but just fabricated in a different form. But still, I sit and sip away from irony or drama within the realest person. The same day, I met a person, an apostrophe culturated in unfinished expressions, and things that I cannot hear but are rehearsed. And I'm just talking. I'm just thinking about dying 9 ways on life 10, trying to find life in tin cans. Nowadays I'm numb on the kitchen floor, heart unconscious on the ceiling, knocking on wood. Am I living? Am I living? Am I living yet? I'm the subject of abject turned object. Delved into too many tears only to get my feet wet. An abomination of stationary shards, too sentimental. A legendary hegemony, unmanageable cuticles from the hands of discourse that scrape at wet nightmares. Stuck on streets full of elm trees trying to breathe. Beware. Structures colored my lips purple. Someone's perception of the blood and the blues. Drinking, thinking, smoking, swinging, transcendental blunt of an entity's purity for me and against me. I'm a sacrificial possibility from back in the day. Obsessed with reading Rainbow. Now I'm just a nigga reading books. An agenda lesbo. 3 shots to the head, to the chest. A moon burnt slow or a star nightlight in the wall trying to escape being haunted by the sublime. But I remember a time when loving me was wrong and I didn't want to be. Thank y'all so much. That was Loving Me Is Wrong. I'm going to read a poem that, this is not in Rainbow Elephant, but I'm still let y'all see. This is in my 2nd book. It just came out. I was actually at Artists Thrive, and it's this summit that we had to go to. Basically, it was like artists that are struggling, surviving, thriving, and where do you fit on that spectrum? So I was writing poems about that, and it brought me to a moment when I was at school, so it's called Aesthetics. Someone questioned me, my words, my worth, my existence, asked, don't take this the wrong way, but why do you write so black? He chuckled. And in my opinion, the inquest reminded me that many folk want to be in control of everything. My life, the way I show up. I took a deep breath. His investigation continued. I'm only asking the question, what's up with the attitude? I nearly rolled my eyes into the lenses of my glasses and said, I don't have a bad attitude if that's what you mean. He uttered with the audacity, well, why are you breathing all hard then? Like my mouth was or has ever been his screen door. Like I needed to be reminded not to let the air spill out on the front porch or into the field. Like, I needed his permission in order to stay in or outside and play, but this is home, and I'm here for none of that. I'm not here to entertain or code switch or feed his ignorance. So I served my response unsweet, demanded, why the fuck not? Why should I breathe any softer? And since you think you know me so well and know what's best for me, how should I be writing if I'm not writing black? He evolved into the color of cherry tomatoes. He said, I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just saying you don't have to write black. Dialect, I mean. You can say that the characters are black from a certain demographic and hood, and we'll get it. I gasped in awe and proceeded to laugh. He said, honestly, it's just hard for me to read, and it's going to take me a long, long time to get through this. Loud as if exclaiming from the top of a mountain, I shouted, I know many people that will get it. Like how messages seep through music, brewed in culture and risk to be creative and represented. Messages and how they remain like dreams stitched into Appalachian quilts. The trails directing us to freedom and back to the messages for the people it's meant for. He interrupted, trying to find a way out of the dark hole that he created. He implicated, why are you making this all about race? This is about writing. We have to study, right? I responded, and if I have to pull out the OED, the Oxford English Dictionary, or sit in classes for years to understand English, or immerse myself into other languages, or to make love to books and live in a library, or put up with the generational curse of hatred for being black, a woman, a queer-ass lesbian, and since we are studying, I think it's safe to ask the right questions and to at least try to understand and witness the black ink that's on my hands and its resemblance to the bloodshed, the tears, the stains we all have embraced as beautiful, the scars we have fought for to defend our existence as important beings, as important beings, as important beings. You don't have to be so rude, he said, and you don't have to keep repeating yourself. I get it. He stormed off. I guess he understood what I meant after all. Thank you. That was entitled Aesthetic. So I'll just be honest. That was a moment in time where I feel like maybe I could have handled that a little bit differently. Now, you know, this is when I was a student at UT, the real UT, the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. Go Vols. We having a ball? Okay. I understand, cool. Yeah, but I was a sophomore, and I was really, really engulfed in my studies. I was really, really passionate. I was getting a Bachelor of Arts in English Creative Writing, concentration in poetry, and interdisciplinary studies for Africana studies. So I was really passionate about this. I was like, how dare you not know why I'm writing in dialect? How dare you not know what it is that I'm doing here? So he came to me. I was offended, and I did not take a moment to breathe. I didn't take a moment to think about what it is that I needed to say. I didn't really care in that moment who was around me. I could have been offending other people. And now when I'm looking at this, I actually could have took that as a teachable moment. You know, if he was messing with me, I could have still talked to people that are around me who may have been inquisitive and didn't know. Or, you know, I could have actually said, okay, he doesn't know, so let me be the person to inform him. I could have said, hey, you know, this is what I'm studying, and these are the authors that I'm reading, and this is where I'm pulling my influence from. But instead, I added to the conflict. It escalated into something that it really didn't have to be. And we both ended up frustrated, and the conflict wasn't resolved. And so I feel like a lot of times miscommunication adds to conflict as well. You know, not making sure that what is coming out of our mouths is clear and our body language is clear before we even like respond. So this next two pieces that I'm actually about to do, they're about diversity, about self-acceptance, about individuality, and explores a little bit about what I was just talking about. This first one I'm about to do, I'm actually going to get on the congas. It's entitled Dipped in Black. Black hands, black lip, fingertip, black scare, black, brown, blonde hair, straight. The only way in their eyes, surprise, the revolution can be purchased online. In a neat book, look, browns, with green reposes, halo, high to heaven, high to 7 p.m. town ought to go with that black lung, black sun, gold. Black song, black still sings, it rings around the roses and falls in love. Pocket full of notes, it chokes up, eyes closed, gulps hard. My God, it's looking through black holes, cavities and crevices to find black love, black love, black love. Black love, and appreciation, black tears. Black tears are still clear. Lately just a reflection of black face, so repeat after me, I mean. Them ventriloquists holding up poison. Poison control, controlling amber skinned babies. To fall from weeping willows like cheap pillows, stiff and hard, fossilized, resting from the sun. Stay in the sun, refrain from the sun. You may be too beautiful. You may be too full, too light, too powerful, too high, too close like a bad bee swarming around face, defying space, defying place. Lost, areola, in-brow, out-of-brow, honey, stains. Like Coca-Cola deteriorating, follow up with shoulder enjoyable, but loses power once it is cracked open. And we were once cracked open. Cracked open and can't move for a long time without going back like we left something, padding pockets for change, build skills, maybe even keys to open up eyes, to open up skies. We act like we can't reach in the black hole and deliver. Reach in, pull out rabbits, scared of the vibrations, scared to use tongue as navigation to overcome, boy, the temptation. Girl, but never woman, never woman. Only whole, born in Eden, professional at growing, we create, and can't even look past figure. 8 times in the mirror makes play for the depression, stress, and insecurities, but segregate. Can't have my jealousy touching my self-hate now, that's just too close, that's too real. Too many judges against one pencil sketching out rainbows in college rule, but at the end of that spectrum, rain clouds pour in diversity, and we still say, you can't be different. You can't be the same, can't be speaking, can't be silent, can't be marching, can't be non-violent, can't be taking rain clouds and squeezing them like sponges dripping color. Can't wonder, only worry about today so that the past will haunt and spread like wildfire, signaling another life lost. Blunt, our bodies wrapped in rainbow, alone shoulder like Shaw. But go ahead and lay down, finish, enjoying your nightmare, dipped in the black. Thank y'all so much. That was dipped in black. So for this next piece, I'm actually doing it Michael's. This is a poem entitled Mother, a poem for my mom. My eyes speak phrases like, Mom, I remember when you used to love me. Down the valleys of my face where hilltops smudge rude just to remain high from your embrace. Now I can't even hug you without it being gay. Like my eyes are fixed on the female's physique, not caring about who it is. Like I'm interested in the bodies of little girls and couldn't even think about taking advantage of a little kid, me and my sisters. We can't even sit in the same room without you asking, hey, what y'all in there doing? Like I'm hammering images of what gay is into their brains and screwing up this family house. I always wondered why you said that my door had to be open, especially when I had guests. Because you always guessed that my friends were my girlfriend. But deep down, my girlfriend is only recognized as my friend, so I'm confused. Smashed into your box of paradoxes, my mind, absent from my body, heart, not allowed to fall in the palms of love. If it's not a male, I might as well hold my breath and pass out of these tests that I never get a good job, excellent, or a sticker on, just a reminder that you need a man. I don't care if he's no good, beats on you, as long as you put the stick on her, me. You're the cause of constant micro-mind slices in my vertebrae for no reason than to kill my esteem with your sharp phrases like you're too pretty to be gay. I don't know what you want me to say, I don't speak gay. When you gonna get out of this little bitty tomboy face? Oh my gosh, Taria, this is not real love. But you love me. And I know you know what real love is. Just unravel your thoughts from your left and right atrium, left and right ventricle to hear the rhythmic message that your heart is trying to get you to understand, and I will never understand why love has to be something that society accepts. Exceptions on my love to make them feel comfortable, feet propped up on the backs of the minority, and mama, I thought that you would know how it feels to be bashed for no reason, treasonous, the life sucked out of you, a raisin in the sun, master screaming out, nigga this and nigga that when you don't even consider yourself one. Same thing for the word dyke. The walls where eyelashes remain prostrate are not strong enough to cease flooding, so it is wrong for you to even fix your lips to let the word dyke slip out of your mouth. I feel like a motherless child. On the inside, a one-year-old child with a lot of shit on my back, and you have neglected me. A long way from home since that day that you put me out, and I've been crawling on this crooked line. I've been walking around with a lot of shit on my mind, and I've been wanting to ask you this for a very, very long time. How does it feel to know that I still love you? Stay hydrated. Yeah, that was entitled Mother. So today during my set, I've talked about work conflicts and conflicts at school and internal conflicts, conflicts among family members. And basically, if you just take a moment, everything, let's just be honest, everything is not going to be resolved automatically. But some things can be resolved right away. Some things you may have to be a little patient about. Some things you may have to look at it as a learning experience. But for the most part, you can move past this just by taking a moment to think before you speak and before you respond and react. By making sure that you're not contributing to miscommunication. And making sure that, we just keep this place a diverse place. So understanding that we're all unique and that we all have something to contribute. So we need to respect each other for that and welcome that in. And just remembering to put out positive energy. Because what you put out into the universe definitely comes back to you. And that's what I've learned along my journey. So I want to leave y'all with this last piece. It's entitled Feel Good. Just to keep on pushing that energy out. And feel free to bop if y'all want to. Don't this beat make you feel good? Don't stress, just feel good. From your chest and it feels good. Deep breath and it feels good. Don't this beat make you feel good? confidence and peace for all my alma. In the hood, bring it back now. Let them know we're intact now. No unnecessary arguments, no. Got the keys, unlock the problems then. Self-accountability, all I'm saying. Stop all that complaining. We all got excellence, huh? Know this shit. Get that leverage. Essence on the present bit. I'm stepping out of dreaming, telling folk my second guessing. So I'm blessing mics. Whoever want a portion, yeah, I'm flipping pies. Sacrificing strife with words from the wise. Would not be televised. Check surroundings with more than your eyes. Looking through your skies. Don't it feel good? Don't the street make you feel good? Don't stress, just feel good. From your chest and it feels good. Don't the street make you feel good? Deep breath and it feels good. Don't stress, just feel good. From your chest and it feels good. Thank y'all. Real, like they said, my name is Taria Person, the realest person. You can follow me on Instagram. I am _realest. That's REALEST_person1. Follow me on my Facebook fan page. That's the realest person, also spelled the same way. Subscribe to me on YouTube. I'm the realest person on there as well. The realest person all over the place. Yeah. I want to thank y'all so much, the English department at ACC, for bringing me out. So shouts out to y'all. Yeah, they made sure that I came all the way from Tennessee. Go Vols again, go Vols. I want to thank Malvern Books for hosting this, you know, having us in here. I want to thank all of y'all for coming. Give it up for yourselves. I appreciate y'all for being here and engaging with me and spending some time. I do have books in the back. It's entitled Rainbow Elephant. It's a book of poetry. It's only $10. What? Only $10? Who would have thunk it? Yeah, so they're only $10. Please make sure that you get your copy before you leave and come chat with me. I would like to interact with y'all. It's been real. Thank y'all so much.